podcast that we're creating, these deep dives with Taylor Mammon. Today we've got a really exciting, educating piece about two individuals that have actually created their brand through Taylor Mammon. And that's Nay Skincare. It's a CBD luxury skincare brand. So quickly, just to introduce themselves, I'm going to introduce you to Nicole and Sophie. So Nicole, why don't you tell me a little bit about you, just a bit about life in general, you know, mother of...
Sure thing. So hi, I'm Nicole. I'm one of the co-founders of Nay. I'm a mum of two. I've got a boy and a girl, and it's always been my dream to have a skincare brand, and that's one of the reasons that I started doing Nay with Sophie.
Amazing. And Sophie, bit about you?
Hi, I'm Sophie. I also am a mother of two. I have a newborn baby who was actually born during lockdown.
Amazing.
So we have a lockdown baby, corona baby. And the same as me really. I've always been very intrigued by skincare, always been really into nourishing treatments for my body. And definitely after having my son and having a cesarean, I saw the benefits of CBD for myself. So wanted to sort of let other people experience what I experienced.
Amazing. And how did you two meet?
Our husbands are obviously in business together. They founded Taylor Mammon together, and they were always bringing things home for us to try. Obviously, Sophie had her C-section. I had natural delivery, but I had a lot of stretch marks and a lot of things wrong with my skin. And I was always trying their lotions and potions and seeing what they could do. And I was always like, I want to have my own line. And James was always taking things for Sophie. And then they were like, you two really need to meet. And we did, and we loved each other straight away. We're really on the same page, both kind of really motivated to do something in that sector, CBD related in the skincare world. And kind of from having that one meeting about a year ago, been meeting up weekly ever since, to the day that we now have Nay.
Amazing. And what was your first experience with, I mean, you're talking about how like the gents were bringing stuff home, but when you first heard about CBD, what was your personal like?
I thought James was taking drugs. I was worried. I was very concerned. I've never even touched a drug in my life. I have the odd drink, but I just have never experienced anything that I shouldn't experience because I'm a goody two-shoes. And he started working within CBD and I didn't understand it. So he brought it home. He brought a bath bomb home and I was like, I can't possibly use that. Don't bring it in my house. Like, didn't understand it. And as time went on, and I realised that it was obviously a business, and he wasn't just like going off, off the beaten path. I had my cesarean, and I think I was just a bit desperate. I was like, do you know what? I'm in so much pain, and my scar wasn't healing. And he brought me something home and said, just try it. So I tried it, and I found that it healed much quicker. And during the same period of time, I was getting my tattoo removed on my back, which was like a terrible decision. And when I was younger, and it was like blistered everywhere. And I put the CBD all over it, and it completely healed it. 2 days later, there was no blistering or anything. So I started to believe in the product and realised there was no, psychoactive effects or anything. And then I went on to use the bath bombs, and it was really the body oil that got me really interested. And, I said to James, you really need to create a skincare range surrounding this. And obviously, they're very, very busy. They work with a lot of different brands. He didn't have the time, and he wasn't interested in making his own brand. He only wanted to make other people's brands. So that's sort of where our brand came from, where Nay came from.
Definitely from the body oil, though. That's the first product we both fell in love with for different reasons and saw the benefits, like to the point where my body was literally drinking it because it worked so well, and I wouldn't sell something if I didn't believe in it.
Absolutely.
That's where it came from. It came from belief. It didn't come from, this looks like an easy option because our husbands are in business. It was, we really believe in this product and we really want other people to experience it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just touching on this, and we'll come back round to Nay, but obviously both your husbands are very busy in this wonderful world that is evolving and growing. It must be like, you must be seeing a massive change in how this business has evolved from like behind every great man is a great woman. So like,
can you tell them that, by the way?
Oh, they are definitely listening. But is like, I guess from your experience,
Yes.
having created this brand, but prior to that, you knew about it because the gents were involved. Like,
Yes.
what have you seen evolve in that time in terms of CBD?
Well, even like the first meeting Sophie and I went on with a beauty PR, and we bought them a CBD lipstick. You know, bless
lip
the
balm.
girl, she was like, the lip
thought it
balm,
was
correct.
drugs.
She's like, am I going to get stoned? And it was just a bit like, because obviously now we're a lot more educated, and I've obviously been around a lot of marijuana and for medical reasons for Nathan, and knowing that CBD is a difference, but to actually educate people and know it's like now this beauty buzzword, it has got healing properties, anti-inflammatory properties, and it's not going to have that kind of effect on you. If anything, in the products like bath bombs or relaxing massage candle, it has zen-like properties and relaxing things for you, but it's not going to have, like Sophie touched on, the psycho effects. So people don't need to actually be scared, or it shouldn't be taboo like it potentially maybe was, but I feel like it's coming along a lot more.
Yeah, I think there's a much wider acceptance. Don't you agree?
Yeah, it is funny because I have a lot of friends that live in America, live in LA, live in New York, and it's just normal. They have CBD
Very.
sweets in the petrol station. It's absolutely completely, like when I said, I'm starting a CBD skincare range, they were like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Not what's that?
Yeah.
Or like where who's going to buy that? Who's going to stock that? I think that we're probably ahead of the game slightly. I think maybe within the next few years, it's going to become something that's not even like
It's not even talked about in that
talked
sense.
about or frowned upon or not quite sure. I think it'll be something that is just completely accepted. So it is nice to watch it evolve into that. And obviously, like we say, in different parts of the world, it is completely accepted, but it's just, I think it's being uneducated on the product. So it makes people a bit nervous.
Definitely.
Amazing. And look, let's talk about Nay. Like, I mean, starting from how did it, like, obviously you spoke about it, you both tried this body oil and you're like, we need to do something. But how did Nay, the name, come about? Like the actual identity for the brand, how did that come about?
So we one of the main focuses we found is that a lot of the brands looked very medicinal and they had a cannabis leaf on them, and it put me off. I didn't want to touch it because I didn't understand at the time how it could help me. Now it wouldn't put me off, but as a buyer of a product for the first time, I wanted to create something. We both did that didn't scare women or men, and was very aesthetically pleasing and beautiful to look at, and it just so happened to have CBD in it. The product was great on its own, but oh amazing, it's got CBD in it. We didn't want the CBD to put people off, even though that should be the selling point. We wanted to create it where they bought the products because of potentially the way it looks, and it just so happened to have CBD in it, which would obviously in the end game be the selling point, but it was just to entice people into the product to begin with.
And the actual...
And it looks so beautiful within the shops, rather than, like Sophie said, you go into the shops and it puts you off buying them, whereas this is so beautiful and more inviting, and people want to know more about it.
And look, there's quite a diverse product line that you've got. I'm sure there's room to grow as well. But like we've got the face serum, the body oil, the lip balms, and what I see is like a marquee product of this massage candle, because I haven't really seen anything like it. But just to break down that product line, like what's for what, as it were, like how would you utilize them? What made them come about?
So the candle is a warm body oil, effectively, and to look at it, you would think it's just a candle, but it's actually a lovely, luxurious treatment for your skin, because you would light the candle, you can pour it into your bath, or you can wait for the oils to melt, and then it becomes like a really lovely warm body oil that you can pour directly on your skin. And it's a lovely, nourishing treatment, and it can help things like I've got a terrible back at the moment from having another baby and having a cesarean and having a spinal block put into my spine. Like, I have a lot of pain in my back, and I regularly, light the candle, heat up the oil and rub it all over my back, and it does help. So I think that having a warm oil sometimes can penetrate deeper than just putting something onto your skin. So definitely the candle is for muscle joints and also for dry skin. It's incredible for uneven, dry, patchy skin, and it's been proven to help conditions such as eczema, psoriasis. I mean, we don't make those claims on our products, but it's definitely really, really good for any skin conditions.
And also, whilst having a massage,
who doesn't like a massage?
I had it during reflexology, and normally I chat the whole way throughout the treatment, and I physically couldn't even speak because I was that relaxed.
And that's what we
me.
need. No, so great. And then obviously you got the lip balms, 3 different flavours at the moment. I mean, like, how did you come up with flavours? Like, I've always thought about this when, you know, how do you come up with these things?
What do you like?
Yeah.
What do you like?
Do you base it just on what you personally would have?
I love caramel. We both have a
both
really
too.
sweet tooth. Strawberry. And what we did was we got we did everything ourselves. So we got, obviously Taylor Mammon provided us with their suppliers and who to go to, but we got every single scent and every single flavour, and we went through them all and we chose the ones that we got everything infused. You know, Ollie, with his like incredible expertise, made them all up for us, and we smelt them all, we tried them all. When I was younger, I was on Roaccutane, which is for acne, and it strips all the oil from your skin. That's how it helps with the acne. And what I was left with was incredibly dry lips, constantly dry forever, like they're always dry. So the lip balm for me was actually one of my favourite products to begin with, because it was the only thing that I could use on my own lips that kept them nourished all day and wasn't like for 10 minutes and then they went chapped again. So that is really for very dry lips.
For the driest.
For the driest. And look, you know, we've spoken about this, and you highlighted it earlier about how CBD could be a turn-off. Or, you know, for some people they're like, well, I've got this other product that I use, why would I need to add CBD into it? You've both had great experiences. If you were to speak to someone, a naysayer, someone that's like, oh, I'm not interested, what would you say? Because you've been through that journey. I guess the you know, James and Nathan have both brought stuff home, and you've both been a little bit like, oh, I'm okay. And then you had to go.
I think the thing is, all the ingredients within our products are all lovely, all have properties themselves with healing benefits. They all have a reason that they're in there. And the CBD kind of has its own properties as well, the anti-inflammatory, and works as a catalyst within all the other ingredients to kind of speed it up and make it more powerful. So if you're looking for something that's really going to work and provide results quickly, then that's why we would go down the CBD route, because we think it speeds everything up and actually proves that it works.
And I think it also depends on what your problem is. If someone's just looking for a face serum and they've got no problems and they're just happy to have any product, then that's absolutely fine. You know, it's up to the end user. But if you have problems or issues with your skin, or, you know, I still get the odd spot because I'm prone to acne, and I find that putting the serum on my face, if I never put it on an individual spot, it will take down the inflammation. So it depends on what you're looking for, what you're looking to achieve, as to if it will appeal to you or not.
And you both know the skincare sector well, you know, launching a brand within it. I mean, from when you came up with this concept a year ago to where we are now, what's the market looking like? Where, like, skincare, is it going, we're just going to accept CBD as another like hyaluronic, or is it not there yet?
Well, kind of, you know, we've been in discussions with a big retailer, and they're quite interested to make the store a lot more quirky, perhaps a bit more vegan friendly, and they want to do that now moving forward, and CBD sits very well within that category. So I think people are trying to change. Obviously CBD is stocked in places at the moment, but I think the world is going down a path where they're trying to make it a lot more accessible.
Yeah, and I think if you actually look into it, you know, Selfridges have a whole CBD range. If you go online, you know, Harrods sells CBD, and some of the biggest brands, Kiehl's, even Aussie shampoo, you can buy a hemp shampoo. So if you actually look into it, so many of the big brands are already doing it. It's just not heavily advertised. So I do believe that when we speak to beauty buyers, they know about CBD and they're very interested in it. And I think it becomes, you know, more and more accepted every time we speak to someone new. So I definitely think there is a place for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely developing, isn't it? I mean, I'm waiting for, you know, Procter & Gamble or Johnson & Johnson to like drop it in their kind of formulation.
Yeah.
Which would, I guess, is the litmus test. Like, you know, Kiehl's, Aussie, like they're boutique / smaller brands relative to like the mass consumption. I think there's that extra step. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a future to what you're going to do for Nay. Is there anything you can kind of go, we've got this in the pipeline? Is there any like ideas, brand, like new formulations?
We'd like to have like a beauty tablet kind of sitting within the portfolio. We've been working on that in the background. The packaging's ready, so we'd like that to sit. And I think a lot of the places that take CBD now don't mind having an oral tablet that sits alongside the beauty range as well. So that's something. And we've also spoken about doing a hand moisturizer and a hand wash, so just to kind of develop the brand.
The funny thing is we were going to do a hand cream at the very beginning, and we didn't do it because we were like, do you know what, let's just do like 4 great things that people want. But now, because of coronavirus, that would be great, because CBD really does help dry skin. So I kind of wish we would have done that at the same time as everything
That would
else.
have saved us.
I would love a hand cream. I'm going to say it now. Like I use hand creams all the time. Like my skin's super
Everybody's
dry.
got dry
Always
skin
in my bag.
Well, I'm washing my hands so much as well.
Yeah, well, everyone is, even children. You know, everyone has to.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's
definitely a hand cream, and we have a lot. You know, the sky is the limit, to be completely honest. But we're going to focus on the products that we've got at the moment, and then probably seasonal will bring out, a couple more products.
Yeah. Amazing. Look, just to kind of bring it back round, obviously you've got a very close relationship with the business of Taylor Mammon. But, you know, when we spoke to Ian about kind of the journey of Nay, he was really like empowered, should I say, by the fact that, you know, you really went through those processes.
Yeah.
Like you storyboarded, you really looked down like what you were trying to achieve.
Definitely.
I mean, if you could describe that journey, and I know it's taken some time, but I guess the right thing to say is you've done it the right way.
Yeah.
And that's something that Taylor Mammon believes in.
So I think, you know, it's the fact I am very impatient. Sophie has a lot more patience than me. Also, we're both perfectionists in different ways. Like, I'm like, I want to do it now. And Sophie's like, well, you know, we've waited this long. Let's just get it correct. Let's make it perfect. And that's kind of what's been the challenges along the way, where we've had to change formulas, or things haven't been right with the CBD, or the scents haven't been right. So it's just literally been a case of being patient, going back and forth with the boys, checking the bottles and the packaging works and the labels and everything, and just literally being patient.
Yeah, and I think obviously without them we wouldn't have been able to do it at all. Well, it would have just taken us a lot longer, because they have guided us. You know, we've been where we've come into it is on the way that the product looks. So obviously the actual brand itself, the name, the concept, what it stands for, the colouring, the bottles, absolutely everything, the scents, what the product stands for. But in terms of the actual formulations and getting things checked and having things sent off for lab testing, and, you know, getting the bottles from a particular company, or, you know, getting the serum from all the things that would have taken us a very, very long time to do, they've obviously been there to guide us every step of the way. And even down to, you know, we write our descriptions, but we have to run everything by them for them to say, yeah, that's compliant, you're not allowed to make those claims, you know, they've just been incredible throughout every single step. And we really do take their opinions very seriously, even though our husbands might. Sometimes we get home and I'm like, I can't believe you said that, and it's like, well, it's true, so deal with it. So we've learned the work and home balance.
Well, like in an
learning.
I guess in an unbiased way, I'm going to ask this question, and it's kind of a difficult question to ask, but, you know, if you could, like, and I think you've listed them, but what if someone was looking to create a skincare brand or a CBD brand, why should they pick Taylor Mammon? And as I said, you kind of need to be unbiased about it, but I think you've listed a few of the reasons.
I mean, if you want something that has longevity and something that is done properly and thoroughly and with products and ingredients that actually work from experience, why wouldn't you use people that are completely and utterly experienced? Not only do they create their own brands, and they create the formulations and the products and source the CBD, and it's all done, most of it is done in-house. You know, they have Ollie, who created the first ever product that we ever tried. That's very rare that you have all of those tools and somebody to actually create it in a lab within the company. So it's very rare, and for me personally, it's been a one-stop shop. Regardless of if my husband's in the business or not, I wouldn't put my name to something that I didn't believe in. So for us, we've ended up with a beautiful product that can go into store and has every single compliance check and is ready to be sold to the end user, and we're very proud of that. So if, as two very high maintenance women, you know, we've been delivered a product that we believe in, I believe that anybody moving forward, if they have a vision or they have an idea of a brand, can make that come to life if they were to be with Taylor Mammon.
The irony is that you're probably hold them to more account because you are married to them.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them.
Whereas,
We don't give up.
Yeah.
We don't stop.
Yeah, we're in bed at 11 o'clock. I'm like, so, moisturiser. It's like, please, go to bed.
They'll never sleep.
what about yourself? What do you think in
So
terms?
I think that they are a very lovely company to work for. Half the time, no, all the time, and they're very efficient, and literally whatever we've needed them to do, they've delivered on. You know, they've done our brand from start to finish, and like Sophie said, we've got this beautiful product in our hand. They're now there, ready to help us distribute it, which is what they do as well. And from manufacturing to producing to distributing, they literally tick every box. They are the one-stop shop, and they have if literally we're stuck with an answer, we can go to James. He literally knows the answer. Nathan, they know the answers to everything that just are mind-boggling to us.
I think that's the thing as well with retail. You know, we could have knocked on every door and we would have, maybe people wouldn't have listened to us. But I think because obviously our relationship with them personally, they've allocated other people to work with us so that it's not a conflict of interest. So therefore we are a client. We own our brand. You know, it's not the fact that our husbands are in the business actually doesn't really come into it. It probably makes it worse because they speak to us how they probably wouldn't speak to a client sometimes. But yeah, we have Ian who does all our sales. We have Natalia who deals with stock and you know, replenishing things that have and sending out products, beauty buyers. So it does feel to us like we have an actual business here and it's not just something that's novelty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, and I've seen kind of behind the door in terms of the guys kind of churning away at the stuff, and they take it as seriously as any other brand
Definitely.
that Taylor Mammon stock or look after. And I don't think they give it any more energy than they would any other client as well.
No, they give us 100%.
You are, as far as they're concerned, a client.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, generally that's kind of rounding us up. But is there anything else you wanted to add? Like, if you could pitch to a buyer right now, like, and say this is why you should be taking Nay, go on.
Well, we think that Nay stands alone with its beautiful packaging. You know, it really steers away from the CBD mentality with the ugly green packaging and looking very drug heavy. We really believe in every single product we have. We've tried and tested. It's proven. We've got testimonials on our website. Whoever receives the products, whoever buys the products is raving about the products, how it feels, how it smells, the packaging.
Yeah.
And we're expanding. We're going to be having more products in the range, and we believe we sit very well with it within the beauty industry.
Yeah, I think as well we're very into at the moment. It's very important that products have a lot of natural ingredients. I think everybody really is enjoying that at the moment, and you know our products are, you know, full of avocado oil, rose hip, primrose oil, nourishing, pomegranate, nourishing properties. So we actually believe that if they would like something that looks beautiful, smells beautiful, works on your skin, then we do believe that Nay does tick all of those boxes.
And I'm gonna, like, these are a couple of questions about challenges. Like, obviously we all know about the challenges of marketing in CBD. Like, how are you trying to circumvent the marketing difficulties that there are around actually promoting a CBD product?
I think it's about education. You know, we started off our social media and we were like, making everything very beautiful. And then we were like, wait a second, we want people to want to buy this product for its healing agents. So we need to explain to people exactly what it does and why we're using it and what the benefits are. And people use things on their skin to help fine lines, wrinkles, spots, aging spots. Why do we use skincare? What is it for? And the fact that this is a natural range and it has CBD in it, and it, from our experience, actually works, it's a no-brainer. But we just need to portray that in a way that people understand it. So I think it's just about education.
I think, you know, the world's evolving. Hopefully at some point the limitations on CBD promotionally, the fact that we can't, you know, promote it, but there's plenty of other illicit things that get promoted quite a lot, and it is the nature of the world. Like, I can moan about it, but I know that, you know, we're going to have to cross that bridge, and hopefully when they do allow it, we can kind of activate a lot faster. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Well, thanks very much. We've loved speaking with you.
Oh, well, I know, I'm a nice guy, thanks.
You are lovely.
And anything from you?
I think that's probably about it, to be honest. Yeah, we've come very far. It's been a sort of a year and a half in the making, so it feels very exciting to actually have a product to speak about rather than and like empty containers with no products in it, or products in an ugly bottle that we can't show anyone. So it's a bit of a pinch me moment to have like our website up and running. People can actually buy the product. Obviously, at the moment, with what's going on with coronavirus, it's very hard in retail. A lot of retailers are closing down, and we fully accept that it's not the best time to launch a product. However, online, we believe, is extremely powerful right now. So, you know, we're actually quite proud probably to be one of the first CBD skincare ranges to potentially go into a big retailer and be marketed properly. So it's all very exciting. But like we say, it's strange times, but, you know, everybody needs a bit of anti-anxiety medication, so come to us.
Right, so both of you are quite active anyway in terms of dealing with the brand, dealing with the product.
Yes.
If people wanted to get in touch, wanted to find out more, where do they go?
Well, we have obviously our website, www.naceskincare.com. We have both of our email addresses, Nicole@naceskincare.com and Sophie@naceskincare.com. And then we have our sales manager, Ian, who can be reached at info@naceskincare.com.
And we also have our Instagram. We have like Instagram, email, website. Instagram is just @NaceCBD.
Anything to say about the boys at Taylor Mammon? Be as explicit as you want.
So, where do we even start?
It's funny how many stories you get in this
They're all amazing. Like, I have to say, I think that James is the most... if I want something doing, I feel like I can email James and I'll take Nathan off CC. Just because I just feel like James is a lot more mellow. He kind of isn't fazed by our emails. He's kind of okay with it. Whereas even emails from Jay, our web developer, sometimes have to take Nathan off CC. I feel like he's so busy in his own world and he just needs to get on with what he's doing. But he's doing a great job and he just doesn't need to be bothered by me.
I think it's nice though that everybody, you know, it's a big family business and there are different personalities, there's ups and downs as in any family. There's really positive elements to it and there's really negative elements to it. Like if you were working with your entire family all the time, there would be, but they're all so creative and when they pull together it's quite magic.
Look at what they've built.
Yeah. Like we're very proud of them, but it is what I love about them as well though is that when they're out of the office they're not working anymore. So like if we spend a lot of time with Nicole and Nathan, you know, and they don't talk about work, they just enjoy their lives, and when they walk into the office then it's work. But yeah, I think they deserve, but they should probably have their own TV show. Ollie should be the star.
Yeah, he'd make it.
And welcome to Ollie's show. No,
yeah,
joking.
he could actually have his own show.
He could. Yeah, Ollie is an absolute character.
I love him.
Yeah.
And what actually introduced us to this business, we've known James for a few years, but not from afar, as it were. But it was Ollie that I literally just went, I've got to speak to that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I have to spend...
He walks into the room and you're like, who's that?
Yeah. He is that guy, though.
Yeah.
And he always will be, and I have a lot of time and care for him.
Yeah.
Look, both of you, thank you so much for the time. They've obviously shared their links, but we'll put that down in the show notes. It's been really interesting to understand skincare, obviously something I'm not very familiar with.
You've got lovely skin.
Oh, thank you. It's that, Asian descent that comes from it. But no, honestly, thank you so much for the time. I'm sure people will be in touch and hopefully you'll be seeing Nay on a shelf near you soon. Barring that, I'm going to leave you to it. But thank you so much. Bye.